Hey there, Riddle third graders. Welcome to another video art lesson. Today we're going to be drawing a cartoon character that was a 1980s commercial that I remember when I was a kid, and it was for Tootsie Roll suckers. They have the Tootsie Roll inside, and the idea of the commercial was how many licks does it take for you to lick on a sucker before you find that Tootsie Roll in the middle. To do this, here's my art card. Here's about the middle of the page. His two large eyes, and he is the wise owl. So what he did was, so go ahead and make the eyes, and next I'm gonna make his beak. His beak is about right here, down to his mouth, and the beak comes down. And the idea is, nobody knows how many licks it takes to get to the center of the Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop. So they asked the wise old owl to do it. So this is his beak, this is his tongue, this is his beak, this is the inside of his mouth, and then next I'm going to draw the Tootsie Roll Pop here. It's a sucker. So the sucker circle is going to be here. So how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? So he's licking it. Next I'm going to make, here's the side of his head. He's wearing glasses. Here's some feathers, and then his arm comes here. His arm comes around here, and his fingers. Oops, that's kind of how it looks. So he's holding that Tootsie Roll Pop with his hand. He's getting ready to lick it. Next, I want to make his other arm, the other side of his body, just like I did here. Sorry, I'm interrupting myself, my story. So they asked the wise old owl, how many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Roll Pop? And they asked these kids, and they're like, I don't know. So they had to ask the owl, because he's the wise old owl, so he's supposed to know everything, right? And he takes the sucker and goes 1, 2, 3. And then right after 3, he just bites the sucker. And the idea is that the suckers taste so good that you can't help but just bite it. You can't like savor it and try to make it last. And it's kind of true. Sometimes when you get a sucker, you just like, and you just bite it, right? So that's what the commercial was like. And then the commercial ends with, the world will never know. And then the idea is that it makes you want to get a sucker, and you try to do the same thing. So there's his feather, and I made his feet. And now, I might hit pause and get caught up. His ears, and he's a scholar, so he's like looks like a college graduate, really. It's like a graduation cap. And there. I'm really actually glad that I found this guy. A neat little history of advertising lesson. And advertising is part of the arts, really. Make a little graduation hat hanging down there. There it is. Now, if someone doesn't know who that is, your parents should definitely know who this guy is. We can draw this well. Next, I need to start coloring. I need to get after it. His eyes are actually kind of a light blue in color. So I'm gonna lightly blue. Just barely coloring here. Right. I'm going to make his feet and his beak horns. Another fact on the wrappers, there's little pictures of toys or there's little kid stuff on the wrapper, so you open up the wrapper and check it out. If you get the Indian shooting an arrow on your wrapper, then you get a free one. So when I was a kid, we had this place, little store called Wessel's. It's a candy shop, kind of gas station. You bring it there, and then you get a free sucker if you get that. So like out of your Halloween candy, or if you just go there and get one and you get that, then you get a free sucker. Kind of neat, huh? It's kind of a big deal for her, because we didn't get candy very often when I was a kid either. Like candy. Next, he is a light brown in color, so I'm just going to lightly color him in brown. Not too dark. And then I'm going to outline him too. I got to make his cap black. I think I'm going to put a yellow stripe on his cap. For some reason I feel like it's something that I would see. I'm just simply coloring him in a little brown real quick here, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, and do that. Perfect. Now I'm ready to use some black, and I'm going to outline. I do need to consider my background. You know what? I have some red on here, so I'm going to use red. I'm going to maybe make something for him to be standing on, and then do red gradation in the background. I'm going to use some black. Standing on something black. Right. Gradation with that red. It's hard. Hard. Okay. Put all that in red. All right, finally, I am going to outline him, and it's going to make everything look a lot better. It kind of looks muddy right now and blurry. So this is a big deal here. The final step. A 1, a 2, a 3. Crunch. Man, I should pull up the video. You should research, pull up the video. Be like Tootsie Roll Sucker Owl video, commercial. You can see exactly what I'm talking about. It's really an old looking commercial. They got little kids in there, and it's kind of shoddy. It's not really done very well, I don't think, because it was old technology. Commercials and stuff like that have come a long ways, but I think that it's really genius that the whole concept of that commercial is really good, because then it makes kids want to buy it. They want to get that candy, and they want to do that to the candy. I think that's really something that's been missing for a while in candy advertisements. I think that would be a really fun job, to try to sit and think of commercial ideas. It'd be cool. Sign me up. 1, 2, 3. The world will never know. I look forward to seeing yours. Check out the commercial. Good luck.